Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 9 on Nintendo Switch, and finally, the time has come. That's right, it's finally time. You know that I've been planning a lot for the moment when there's Lambo related stuff coming to the game. That's why I save a lot of tokens and I don't spend on fancy cars, on burst of speeds or anything, because I'm always saving for Lambos. Well, you can see my beautiful Lamborghini Aventador SB Coupe on the screen because, you know, just wanted to show you that previous generation V12, but there's a new generation. And, well, you know what is coming. It's the Lamborghini Revuelto. It finally has appeared. We have the special event for the Revuelto. Now, this car was in the game files here on the Switch version for like the past 6 months or so, because Gameloft has been doing some weird stuff with how they're updating the game. So the car was on the files, but we were not able to unlock this car in any way. So now the event is here. And fortunately, it's just as it was in Global, meaning you get to unlock the car for free by just finishing one race. That's all you gotta do. Finish the race and you get the key for your Revuelto. Now you do a couple more things, then you get some credits and tokens and whatnot. But man, just look at this thing. Before I jump into the race itself, just take a second. Let's take a second to appreciate this car. Now, I will talk more about the design of this car and whatnot. For sure, I can never stop talking about it. But it's just really cool to finally see it here on the Switch version, because you know that the Switch version is the version of Asphalt 9 that I played the most as opposed to the global version. And that is for a plethora of reasons that I've talked about before. But now that finally the car is here, me unlocking this car is going to make it so that I have literally every single Lambo up to this point in the Switch version that it's out there. Now this version, obviously, because it's about 11 months behind the global, doesn't have the newest that were just released in the past few months, meaning the Lamborghini Invencible and the STO. They will eventually come to this version of the game, and you bet that I'm gonna get them. But it's so cool for me to finally have this car over here, because A, this is the version that I prefer to play, and B, because unlike in the global version, where it caught me by surprise, I've always said it, the fact that the Switch version is so much time behind the global version, it's actually a bit of a blessing because we get to prepare to what is coming. And like I said, in the global version, at the time that this car came out, this event happened, well, honestly, I hadn't been playing the global version super hard in any way. So I did not own a bunch of the Lambos. Some of the other Lambos I just didn't have enough stars, for example, the Terzo Milenio. So yeah, I wasn't super prepared for it. I didn't own a bunch of other Lambos and whatnot. However, over here, like I just mentioned, I have every single Lambo, including this one, in 30 seconds or so whenever I finish this race. So what that means is that I'm gonna have a pretty good time in the special event, because I'm gonna be able to get a lot of stuff, a lot of epics for a bunch of cars. I'll show you the event in a second. Hold on, let me just finish this because I want to unlock this beauty. Oh my god, it's gonna be mine finally. Oh man, and again, it's free, 100% free. You don't need anything other than excuse me, other than finishing this race to unlock this car. Nothing other than this. There you go. Now, I didn't mention that I have all the other Lambos and that's gonna help me in the event and whatnot. Yeah, but that is in order to get epics and to get a bunch of things. But if you just want to unlock the car, you're able to do so by... Oh, and by the way, I got some extra tokens because of the season missions. Don't pay attention to that, but yeah. Literally just do a race with this car. Finish the race. It doesn't even have any other requirement than finishing the race. And with that, it's more than enough for you to get the key and unlock this beauty for your garage. Now, this is in theory the king of Class B. In theory only, because yeah, it's the highest ranked car in the game up to this point in Class B. And don't get me wrong, it's a really, really, really good car. In fact, I was so excited in doing the race and unlocking the car that I didn't show you the stats. So with a maximum rank of 4375, we got that the car, it's got some pretty high top speed. Oh, Jesus Christ, so many missions done. Top speed that is more akin to those of Class A. Acceleration that is straight up insanely good, even for Class B. Handling is very good, and Nitro is where it suffers a little bit. So you can see that this car is obviously not as quick as something like an Apollo N that is easy to find in Class B, or maybe like an F1 LM, which is a more rare car. But what this car does have is just some pretty goodish speed, but really great acceleration. So that is where this car shines, which actually reminds me, I want to see real quick the colors available for this thing, because there's one color that has always bothered me in the global version, and it's this. Yeah, it looks the same. I don't know, I've never thought that this color was rendered correctly. It just seems a little bit strange to me, too pale. I think this was meant to be a bit more saturated, because you can see even the preview of the color looks more interesting than the color itself. It looks like a plain color in the car, and in the preview over here, down there, it looks more like a dual tone. And when it looks like a dual tone, yeah, you can see some highlights, some lowlights. It doesn't look as flat. So I don't know what's the deal with that particular color. The rest look pretty damn fine. So even that, you know that I'm not a big fan of black cars, but in matte, it looks pretty dope. We got it on blue, we got it on yellow, we got it on silver, and even on matte purple. So for now, I'm gonna leave it in the original color, which is the orange one. And I wanna give you a quick tour of the special event itself, because it's a very peculiar one. The first thing to notice is that, you know how in special events, normally the stages are unlocked, well, obviously with conditions, but also based on the date. You will notice that the date for all of this, the date shows at the bottom. All of them say March 1st, meaning that all of them are technically unlocked by date already. Now, obviously, I still need to get a certain amount of conditions in order to make some progress. But obviously, the first one is going to be super easy because I do own the car. Now, what is curious about this is that I believe that even if you don't own the car, you can do the basic missions, because I think all of the cars are free try. Now, granted, it's a free try at 1 star if you don't own the car. But obviously, because I do own the Centenario, I have it at 5 stars. But yeah, so even if you don't own the cars, you will be able to grab all of the Lambos and at least get a little bit of, well, some credits, blueprints for the car in question for that stage, and even a pack for blueprints. This pack is exclusive of Lamborghini blueprints. Now, it includes all of the Lambos, and also an import part for the Revuelto. It includes all of the Lambos, so there's a very big chance that you're gonna get a blueprint for a Lambo that it may not be super useful, for example, like an Asterion or something, but still. And speaking of Asterion, so over here we got the Asterion, we got the Lambo Veneno, we got the Countach, 25th anniversary, this one. We got the Aventador J, another stage with the Revuelto, the Murcielago, Aventador Super Veloce, we got the Diablo, Essenza SV12, the Miura Concept, SE20, another Revuelto, we got the Reventon, we got the Sesto Elemento, Aventador SBJ, Huracan Super Trofeo, Huracan Spider Evo, we got the Gallardo, now this is the Huracan Super Trofeo Evo, again we have the Revuelto, we got the SE18, we got the Egoista, the Terzo Milenio, Countach LPI, and the Cian, and that's it. So like I said, I believe that every single one of this is gonna be a free try. For example, let's go over here. Yeah, you can see that it's marked as free try, but again, it would be free try at 1 star, but still that should be enough for you to get a couple of blueprints, a little bit of credits, and your pack of blueprints for Lamborghini. Now, if you do have them at higher stars, that's where this event really starts getting interesting for the collectionist like myself. Because for example, over here we got the Centenario, right? So with the free tries, you get the basic stuff, but if you do own the Revuelto to begin with, the Revuelto you have it already at 2 stars, then you can get a couple of blueprints for the Centenario. No, excuse me, a couple of epic import parts for the Centenario, which is, useful because these are expensive in the store. Then if you have the Centenario at 4 stars, you can get some decent amount of credits. If you have the Centenario at 5 stars, you can get an additional blueprint for the Revuelto and some tokens. Now, this is going to be pretty much the idea in most of these stages, where with the basic free try card, you're going to be able to get the basic stuff. If you own the Revuelto at a certain amount of stars, you're going to get epics for the car of the stage. In this case, in this particular stage, we're looking at the Asterion, so there's epics for the Asterion, which, should I say, these are possibly some of the rarest epics in the entire game. There's nowhere you can get these epics. They don't show in the Legend store, there's never been packs for this. I think only when the card was released, but other than that, there's literally no place to find epics for this thing, so this is sort of valuable just in that sense. Now granted, you can only get 2 epics, but still, any amount of epics is a good amount of epics. Then if you have the Asterion itself at 3 stars, and you can get some credits. If you have the Asterion at 4 stars, you can get blueprints for the Revuelto. So this is kind of how it works for most of these basic cars. I mean, I say basic, obviously, but I'm saying maybe not necessarily the best performers in the game, regardless of the class that they belong on. For example, here on the Murcielago, same situation, right? Basic stuff, Revuelto at 3 stars, you can get epics for the Murcielago. Then if you have the Murcielago at 4 stars, meaning at, well, it's almost full stars, well, yeah, whatever. You can get some credits. If you have the Murcielago at 5 stars, at full stars, then you get another blueprint for the Revuelto and more tokens. Now, I make emphasis on this on the lower side of this, because the higher you go, the formula changes a little bit. For example, let's look at something like the Revuelto, where same situation with the free try, you get the basic stuff. Now, with the Revuelto roaster at 4 stars, now it's asking me for the Revuelto at 4 stars, I get some decent amount of credits. Then if I have the Revuelto at 4 stars, I get some tokens and the epics for the car of the stage. In this case, obviously the Revuelto. Man, why did I choose this one? I had to choose the car that is the hardest to make a differentiation between Revuelto and Revuelto. But anyway, then later on, you know what? I'm gonna switch because it's getting confusing to try to say those. It's just annoying that both cars start with Rev, and you know. Anyway, Sesto Elemento, free try. You get the basic stuff, including some blueprints for the Sesto, which is always good. Now, if you have the Sesto, you at 5 stars, you can get some credits. If you have the Revuelto at 5 stars, you can get tokens, decent amount of tokens, and some epics for the Sesto Elemento. Man, I'm dying to get those. Along with an epic for the Revuelto itself. But if you have the main car at full stars, in this case the Sesto Elemento, you can get more blueprints for the Revuelto along with more tokens. So in the later stages of this event, yeah, it pays off to have the main car at full stars and also the Revuelto at a decent amount of stars. For example, over here, okay, this requires Terzo Milenio, Here, it requires Revuelto. At 6 stars, you can get some tokens and epics for the Terzo, for Terzo Milenio, along with an epic for the Revuelto. And that is that. Actually, what? Oh, wow, this is just a straight up once a Revuelto to 6 stars. So yeah, the point is that throughout all of these, you can get epics for every single Lambo. Now, you can get only 2 epics per Lambo, I think. Other than the Revuelto itself. Yeah, 2 epics over here for the Diablo. So that is why I'm so excited about this specific event, because I will be able to get a bunch of epics for pretty much every single Lambo. Now, I did say that I'm gonna play, by the way, a little bit more with this car just for the sake of driving it while I tell you more about it. So in this event, and I think this is probably the only event that I've seen in Asphalt 9 like this, it really pays to be a collector of one particular brand, in this case, obviously, Lamborghini. Because most of the special events, you know how they are. They do have some support cars, but they tend to be random cars, you know, not necessarily related. Let's say that there's a Pagani event, it's not gonna be like, oh, you need the Paganis in particular. It's gonna be like, no, you need a Zembo, you need the Volkswagen, you need this, you need that. And like, okay, that makes no sense. No, this one is a straight up for Lamborghini. And like I said, it pays off to have all of the Lambos. Well, all right, so here's where it gets a little bit peculiar. Because like I said, you can get a free try of all of the Lambos, right? But it pays off to have all of the Lambos at max stars, because that is what is going to give you a bunch of blueprints and epics for the Revuelto. Now, in the global version, I did unlock the Revuelto, obviously, because it was so easy to get. But I did not get really epics for the car because I did not have the Lambos at full stars. But over here that I'm so close at having all of the Lambos at full stars, well, this is a considerable, what would I say? A considerable perk that I have. I'm gonna show you my Lambos, all of my Lambo collection, so that you have an idea as to why I say this. But as I was saying earlier, I've been preparing for this thing quite a bit. And that is not only obviously collecting Lambos, but also the tokens. And what are the tokens for? I'll talk about it in a second. Let me just get some more rewards over here. Fantastic. And that should actually unlock the next stage. I will come back and finish this stage after this video is done recording. So because I don't want to show you every single race. But yeah, I do want to show you a little bit of further progress. But before I go into that, I want to show you again my Lambo collection. All right, filtering by Lambo, and here we go. Now, is this a flex on you? Because, oh, look at all my Lambos. Ha ha ha, all Lambos. This is not the intention, but it kind of is too. All right, so for example, I have the Huracan Super Trofeo Evo full stars, the Countach 25th anniversary. I actually made a video spending like some amount of tokens into making sure that I would get it at full stars. Now, this is, for example, one of the Lambos that I don't have at full stars, and it's going to be a little bit difficult. I only have it at 3 stars, and I need to have it, I believe, at 5 stars, so I need to work on that. I have the Gallardo at full stars. I have the Diablo only at 4 stars. Jesus Christ, why can I not move to that one? Okay, you can see it, there we go. The Diablo at 4 stars. So that's another one that I need to work on. But over here, for example, Sesto Elemento, full stars. Lamborghini Asterion, full stars. The Murcielago at full stars. And by the way, if you see that I'm moving all around, it's because the navigation with the controller on the Switch is sort of weird. You think that if I press down over here, it's going to take me to the Revuelto roster, which it may. Yes, it does. But for example, I'm over here on the Asterion. I try to move to the right, try to go up, and it didn't go to the Lamborghini Murcielago. It jumped into inventory, so that's why I'm moving all over. But anyway, the Murcielago, I have it at full stars. The Revuelto, I don't, so that's another one that I have to work on. Essenza at full star. Huracan Evo at full star. Obviously, the Revuelto I just unlocked. Aventador at full stars. Countach, I'm missing 1 star. SE20 full stars. SE18 full star. Aventador SBJ and Aventador J at full stars. Over here, we have the Centenario, the Veneno, Egoísta, and Terzo Milenio at full stars. And, oh, Jesus, can I move? There we go. Cian at 5 stars, so I'm missing 1 star. So this is what I was saying, that I've been preparing for a long time. I don't think it's gonna show up just yet, because I think this unlock over time. But during this event, they make available some packs. They call them Lambo Pack 1, then Lambo Pack 2, Lambo Pack so on and so forth. Yeah, they don't show up right now, so I guess they're gonna be released over time. But those packs are very curious because those are pack of blueprints that contain blueprints, not exclusively Lambo blueprints. You know how blueprint packs are, that they have blueprints for a ton of cars and the chance to get blueprints for the car feature, right? In this case, Lambos. All right, I didn't even pay attention to what did I need to do in this race, but hey, I get to drive my Centenario, which I have in orange too. Can you tell that I like cars in orange? I mean, I don't know if it's noticeable or not, but I'm just saying. Just look at how cool this car looks in other colors that isn't just black. I'm sorry, just that in Asphalt 8 you could only drive this car in black color with different trim, either yellow. Oh, get out of the... Come on, dude, what the... I'm fine. So you could only drive it in black with yellow or red trim, but that was it. But this car looks so cool in general that, you know, whatever. So, as I was saying, there's packs of Lambo blueprints that are gonna be, hopefully, in this version, at least it was in the global, that are gonna be unlocked over time for the duration of this event. And these packs are very peculiar because they feature blueprints for Lambos, but it's not for any Lambo. It's specific to the pack. It contains blueprints for a particular set of Lambos. Now, I'll give you the information as to specifically which ones are the ones or how do they work. But another thing to consider is that, for example, the Lambo Pack 1 is going to have blueprints for a common Lambo. And that's going to be a cheap pack of blueprints. And Lambo Pack 2 is going to have blueprints for different Lambos, slightly rarer, and it's going to be a little bit more expensive, so on and so forth, all the way until Lambo Pack number 6, which is the last one, which contains blueprints for what in theory are the rarest or perhaps best Lambos, if you want to look at it that way, though I don't know that's proper. But anyway, so like I said, don't worry, I'll show it to you in a second. I just wanted to do a race to have my beautiful Centenario. Did I get some objectives done, in spite of the fact that I did a terrible time? Ooh, look at that. Oh, there we go, my first blueprint for the Revuelto. What did I miss over here? I missed something. Yeah. What did I fail? Oh, I need to do that with the Revuelto to get this one. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, these are definitely gonna take quite a lot of races to complete this special event. But man, especially for a Lambo fanboy like myself, oh boy, is this worth it. Oh, look at that, I already unlocked the stage for the... So you can see that it's not gonna be difficult to unlock these stages. And again, obviously first it features relatively common Lambos. Now, obviously, if you haven't played for long, you're not going to have the Veneno over here, but I think still should not be much of a problem if you finish all of the stages here and whatnot. Now, let's talk about the Lambo packs, because it's interesting. And you're going to have to forgive my horrendous way of displaying this information for you, but here we go. So these are the Lambo packs and their price on tokens. So we got the Lambo pack number 1 for 600 tokens. That is going to contain blueprints for a bunch of random cars, but with chances of blueprints or the featured cars being the Veneno, the Countach 25th Anniversary, Asterion, and Centenario, common cars. For Lambo Packs 2, is going to have blueprints for the Diablo, Aventador Super Veloce, Aventador J, and Murcielago, and that's 650 tokens. Oh, hold on, give me a sec. Sometime ago, someone asked me like, hey, DBT, why do you use trails on your mouse? And I'm like, because they're useful, though. Hold on, did I not activate it? What just happened? I totally know what I'm doing. No, so yeah, sometimes people would ask me like, why do you have trails? It's because it makes so much easier when I'm trying to show you something and do this. But anyway, so Lambo Packs 2 for 650, Diablo, Aventador Super Veloce, Aventador J, and Murcielago. Now, here, obviously, the rare car is the Diablo, because this is not a car that you can normally get in any other way than packs, or maybe some event here and there, but it's a relatively rare car. The Murcielago, well, you could get it at some other point, but whatever. Lambo Pack 3 for 700 tokens is going to have the SE20, the Essenza SCV12, Reventon, and Miura for The pack number 4 for 750 tokens, it has the Aventador SBJ, Huracan Ibon Spider, Gallardo, and Sexto Elemento. Lambo pack number 5 for 800 tokens is going to have the SE18, Egoista, Huracan Super Trofeo, the one in Class D. And finally, the Lambo pack 6 for 900 tokens is going to have Cian, Terzo, and Countach LPI. So the reason why I showed you my Lambo collection is precisely to give you an idea as to which ones are the ones that I'm interested in buying, because I'm gonna definitely spend a lot of my tokens in buying some of these packs. Now, for example, the Lambo pack number 1 is completely useless to me because all of these cars I have at max, so that goes away. Now, the Lambo pack 2, I already have the SB and Aventador J and Murcielago at max stars, but what is useful to me is the Diablo, so I'm gonna have to spend some tokens into hoping that I can get blueprints for that. In the pack 3, SC20, Essenza, Revuelto, and Miura. This is another pack that I need to buy because even though I have the SC20 and Essenza at max, both Revuelto and Miura are ones that I don't, so I'm gonna have to buy that pack too. For pack 4, SBJ, Huracan Evo, Gallardo, and Sexto, all of them I have at max star, so that goes away. Lambo pack 5 for the SC18, Egoista, Huracan Super Trofeo, all of them I have at max. And finally, Lambo pack 6, I definitely need blueprints for the Cian and the Countach, despite the fact that the Terzo I already have at max stars. So as you can see, there's some packs that I'm gonna have to buy a bunch of them in order to get my cars at max stars. Maybe the one that I'll think about not buying, depending on how I do with my tokens and what is my luck, maybe I won't buy this pack because even though I absolutely love the Diablo, the chances for me to get blueprints for the car that I need are low, given that it's very likely gonna give me blueprints for the Aventador SB, Aventador J, Murcielago, so I have a 25% chance of having blueprints of the car that I need. So compared to, for example, this pack where I have 50%, because these two I don't care, these two I do care, and the packs 6, I have a 66% chance of getting something I want. It's only 33% chance of getting, let's call it, the bad one. So yeah, it's a situation with these things. So it definitely is in my future to be spending a lot of tokens on these packs, and that is indeed the plan. I'm going to spend, I don't exactly have a set number of tokens that I want to spend in that, but considering that I have about 70,000 tokens, I had originally thought that I would spend about 40,000 tokens in the Revuelto itself by buying blueprint packs for the car, and then use the other 30,000 tokens precisely to try to get the other Lambos at max stars. Now, it is not that I need the other Lambos at max stars. They already perform pretty alright, except for a couple of them, but whatever. No, but like I said earlier, it's about getting the epic import parts for the Revuelto, because you can straight up legit, so long as you spend enough tokens into getting the blueprints for this car and taking it to 6 stars, I believe that they give you just about enough epic import parts to straight up gold this car, or close enough to golden. So you know that epic import parts, especially for cars of the special events and things like that, are very, very difficult to come by. So yeah, I'm not gonna lose my opportunity of getting this. And other than this, after this whole thing is over with the Lambo Revuelto, unless GameLoop does some weird moves, there's no other Lambo specific stuff that I'm gonna be super waiting for to spend tokens on, other than, you know, 10 months from now, or 8 months from now or so, when the Lambo Invencible comes. But like I said, it really depends on if GameLoft is gonna be doing weird moves with the seasons and whatnot, which they might just do. But again, the Invencible, it's a card that you can get in the Legend Pass, same thing with the STO. So it really should not be much of a problem. I just want to get that pack of blueprints to show you these peculiar packs that only have Lambo blueprints. And it's definitely gonna give me something that I don't need, probably. Oh no, look at that! One blueprint for the Robinson roster. Maybe I shouldn't be bad-mouthing this thing, because man, I'm so excited. You know that I'm a massive Lamborghini fanboy, and the fact that this entire event is all about Lamborghinis, all the Lamborghinis, oh man, that makes me so happy. And the very, very final stage, by the way, no matter, you will be able to participate. Well, I guess you need to unlock it with the conditions. But if you do, you will be able to get one of the Revuelto decals right away, because doesn't matter which position you finish, you're gonna get the decal, which is kind of cool, to be completely honest. Now there's a secondary decal that is also given over here if you do have the Revuelto at max stars and all of that stuff. Yeah, Lamborghini Revuelto at 6 stars, you can get 600,000 credits, but more importantly, this decal. Let me see if I can actually show you the decal itself. It should be visible over here if I go to the colors, then decals. Aha. So these are the decals for the car. I don't know which one is which. I think this is the one that is given to everybody. Oh, actually they have colors, right? So this is purple, orange, and kind of like a cyan-ish color, or turquoise, I guess. So which one is which then? You can get the okay, the cyan-ish color. You can get it by having the car at max stars, and I think it's the purple one that you get over here, isn't it? No, it's the orange one. Okay, so the purple is the only one that I'm not exactly sure where you get it. But yeah, so definitely having a free car of Class B, a quote-unquote king of Class B, which on top of that is going to be added in the elite events. You know, the class whatever elite, like this one over here. Where is it? Yeah, this one, elite Class A. There's also obviously for Class B, and the Revuelto is going to be featured there at some point in the future, which means that you're going to be able to get a tiny bit of tokens from just owning the car and finishing the race with that car. So that's going to be kind of cool. But yeah, just wanted to make a video talking about this whole thing because, man, it just makes me so happy to finally have all of the Lambos, but I'm nowhere close to being done over here because, oh boy, trust me, once these packs start showing up, I'm going to make some videos on me buying packs and whatnot. So expect more videos coming with this because how could I not? It's a Lambo Revuelto. This is the car that we're going to be seeing for the next decade with Lamborghini and further versions of the car. I don't know if they're maybe going to make some sort of SV version, an SVJ version would look super dope with a huge wing and whatnot, and probably a million different special variations of this car. So that's going to be pretty dope to see. So yes, I'm glad to have the Revuelto over here. It's dope, and I'm happy. That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like button, all of that stuff. Don't forget to unlock your Revuelto, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.